Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody stand in your way.
Hey everybody, Mike Foster here. You've been waiting for this. It's another episode of Whatcha Reading. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books of recent things that I've been reading, nonfiction and fiction. And a lot of them are attached to collections, and I'm going to do a special edition here of Whatcha Reading. Not only tell you about the books, but tell you a little about the authors, the writers, and show you a little of my collection of folks that I really enjoy. Let's do Whatcha Reading. So this is the first one. This is called Vanderbilt, and this is written by, Anderson Cooper, who, believe it or not, is from the Vanderbilt lineage. And this is a story about the entire famous family. Now, during the 1800s, during the Gilded Age, the Vanderbilts were the richest people in the world. They were the first, wealthy folks in America. They got their money from lots of ways, but it was really the original Vanderbilt, and I think we've got him right here. Oh, it's this guy right here. He looks happy. He earned his money through transportation and railroads, and they were the richest family in America. Their fortune at the time was millions and millions, but if you equate it to today's dollars, it's worth well into the billions and billions. And it talks about the rise and fall of an American dynasty. Fascinating reading. Anderson is, his mother is Gloria Vanderbilt, who just passed away. Anderson is a Cooper, though. His father was Wyatt Cooper. And Anderson's made his own money. He did not get any of the Vanderbilt wealth. Worth reading. Great read. Let me see, this is all in that room. I got some in this room and the other room. So now let's start this up. Here's a fiction book. And now here's where Mike's going to pick up the camera. I'm going to move around. This is called The Fowler Factor. And this is from Stuart Kaminsky. It's a Toby Peters mystery. Now, let me tell you about Toby Peters. He's a private eye in the 1940s in Hollywood and in LA. And all of these stories by Stuart Kaminsky, who's not with us anymore, but was a great writer. All these mysteries with Toby are they're interlaced with real life celebrities. Like right here, you might recognize her. That is Fowler is the name of the dog of the Roosevelts, and that's Eleanor Roosevelt. So that's what this was about. And he solves the missing Fowler. But let's take a look at all the other books we have here. If you can see, I have an extensive amount of Kaminsky's, and these are all the Toby Peters mysteries, all these babies, as you can see. And then I got a bunch of other ones down there of Kaminsky. All right, what's next? Well, this one, as you can see, it says signed copy down there. This is Jane Levy, and this is called The Big Fella. This is the story of Babe Ruth, and this is a fantastic read. It's like homework. Look how thick that sucker is. How many pages is this? How many pages is that? Well, it's quite a few pages. It's like 700 pages. But I read this and I enjoyed it. Jane Levy's also written about Mickey Mantle. She's also written about Sandy Koufax. I've read both those. In fact, I got them right here, and that's why she's part of the collection. Her Sandy Koufax novel was outstanding, and not novels. This is nonfiction. And Mickey Mantle, The Last Boy. Highly recommend reading about those guys. All right. Hey, check out Whatcha Reading. I've got a whole bunch of other past episodes. If you like books, check them out, and then tell me what you're reading. But guess what? What else am we reading here? James Elroy. Now, I've been reading this guy for over 30 years. This is also autographed. I have a big collection of him. I met him a couple times. He's a character. He wrote L.A. Confidential, which was a great movie a couple years ago. Well, probably over 20 years ago. Check that out. But this was Widespread Panic. another novel about, he writes about police activity, all kind of stuff, not just police, but stuff that goes on in LA and in Hollywood area. Let's check out his the rest of his collection. As you can see, got a lot of books, but here, these are all Elroy's. These are some of his early stuff. Black Dahlia was another movie that was made. There's LA Confidential. There's all of James Elroy's. As you can hear some thunder in the background. What else you reading, Mike? Let's check this out. Who else we got here? I just finished this one. Simon Winchester. I've read many of his books. He's totally nonfiction. He writes all kinds of stuff. I read one book about the map that changed the world. That's one of them. And I'll show you the collection I have of his. He writes about all kinds of things interesting. Whatever interests him will certainly interest you, because it certainly interests me. This one's The Meaning of Everything. This was about the making of the OED. Now, all you geniuses out there, what is the OED? It's the Oxford English Dictionary. And at the time, there was only a few dictionaries. The first dictionary was actually made in the 1600s, and the OED started in the mid 1800s, and they didn't finish it for over 60 years. It took 60 years to compile the Oxford English Dictionary during that time. Samuel Johnson wrote one before that in the 1700s, I believe. And in the 1800s, of course, Noah Webster, the famous dictionary, Webster's Dictionary, Merriam-Webster, who was the publisher, Merriam, he made the first American big dictionary. It's still a bestseller, but the ultimate dictionary is the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary. And this is a book about the making of it. There's the guy who was instrumental with it. Where's that guy? My hand is covering his face. That is Dr. Murray. He worked on it for a long, long time. He didn't see it finish. He died before that, at the age of 80. But The Meaning of Everything, Simon Winchester. Check that guy out. Now check this out. I got a bunch of Simon's books up here. Where is he? Do you see it? Yeah. Here's my... Mike, you got too many books here. Okay. Yeah, there's Simon. Pacific Rising. This is Krakatoa. Got all of these other books. And a few more over there. There's Dan Simmons. Don't forget about him. That guy's great. All right. Let's go in the other room. The other part of the main library. This is just a small library. He's got something wrong with him. You guys all know I love books. Now, the last two... Oh, look, it's raining out there. It wasn't supposed to rain. Guess what? My wife and I spent $30 washing our car yesterday. Look at it. Those weathermen, they're geniuses, aren't they? They never get it right. And there's our neighbor over there. He's landscaping his entire house. He took him a year and a half to build his house, and now he's got mud all over the neighborhood. Isn't life wonderful? All right. So who else do we have? We have a couple more. Two of my favorite authors. First one is Philip Kerr. Now this guy, I love this guy. He writes about Bernie Gunther, who was a ex-cop, was in World War II. These are all World War II novels. This one is called The Field Gray. If you love historical novels that are also... Bernie Gunther's a character. He's a character that you should read. He's one of the best fictional characters ever. I love him. And all I'm going to say is it's historical fiction, but it's very, very entertaining. And I got a lot of his books. There's Philip, who just passed away of pancreatic cancer a couple years ago. I hate when my favorite authors die, but it happens. And these are all the Bernie Gunther books. I've got quite a few of them. But then he has also written a bunch of other novels. One of the best writers around. Philip Kerr, I highly recommend him. And then the last Whatcha Reading is Don Winslow, another great writer. Here, let's get this straight. Don Winslow, Savages. This is about some yuppies in Orange County, California, who are growing pot and selling it, and then they get mixed up with you know, the hardcore guys. Written very well, very entertaining. Winslow is the real deal. And I got a few other one of Winslow. All these up here. Winslow. Winslow. Yeah. That's Don Winslow. So, that's what I've been reading lately. What have you been reading? Let me know. Give me a comment. Tell people about Live Life 365, but especially about all my book videos. I got videos about a lot of stuff, a lot of food videos. I am the fried egg sandwich king. But I also like to read. As you can tell, I have an extensive library, and it's one of my lifetime passions. And I think it should be yours too. Even if you don't want to buy a book, read it on Kindle, but just get out there and read. And check out Live Life 365 at my YouTube channel. Tell people about it. Till next time, peace.
Live life 365.
What was that age called? I can't remember. Oh yeah. My wife is going to be very mad about the car. Mud, rain, Baba.